All right, in this lesson, we're going to be talking about benchmarking. In benchmarking, we are going to use the fractions 0, a half, and a whole to see where fractions are closer to. It allows us to see how big a fraction really is. All right, is it closer to 0? Is it closer to a half? Or closer to a whole? And it's really for comparing. It just lets us see how big a fraction really is. So let's take a look at an example here. And we have 3/8. We need to get an idea, where are these benchmarks on our number line? So we're going to have 0 here. We can all see that. And then hopefully by this point in fractions, we know that a whole is the same as 8/8. And then visually, you might be able to see that, well, halfway looks like it's right about here. Well, it is. It's 4 out of 8 parts. It's the same as a half. Now we can use our number line to see, okay, well, this fraction, where does this one lie on our number line? Well, it's right here. And then visually we can just see, okay, 3/8 is closer to a half. Also, it's a good idea to look at your numerator and look at your denominator. All right, I'm thinking, okay, there's 8 parts in this whole. What's half of 8? I know that's 4. And 3 is closer to 4 than it is 0 or closer to 8. All right. Let's look at another one. This next one, we're going to deal with tenths. And as I look at this one, I have a different model down here. I have a fraction bar. It's still going to be pretty useful. I'm not quite sure how to do this. I have 3/10. So right away, I'm going to think, okay, 10 parts, what's half of 10? I know that's 5. All right. So I know this is 0/10, and I know this is 5/10, and I know that 5/10 is the same as a half, right? They're equivalent amounts. This is 10/10. Okay, so if I think about 3/10 being right here, is that closer to 0? Or is it closer to 5 or 1/2? Close, but it's closer to a half. So this fraction benchmarks as closer to a half. Always looking at that numerator and the denominator to help you figure out, okay, what's half? You'll know where 0 is, you know where 1 is. And again, benchmarking is just used to let us know about how big a fraction is. So we can kind of picture in our head how big that fraction really is, and how does it compare to a half, how does it compare to a 1 whole, and how does it compare to 0. That's benchmarking fractions.